Hey, how are you doing? Hey, Judge.
What's going on? Good morning. How are y'all doing? How you doing? Oh, yeah. I'd like to see that. Well, that Parkinson's, man,
Oh,
it's terrible.
yeah.
So we took her out to the park, so she could get some fresh air.
I hadn't seen her when I saw her in the picture. I hadn't seen her in a long
I
time.
know, yo también, I know. I'm
Yeah,
so happy
but
to
it's-
see you.
Yeah, I will.
¿Cómo es?
Oh, Judge.
How are you doing?
¿Quién?
How you doing?
Oh, me retrataste.
Sí.
De veras.
Hijo de estas.
Estoy en Chamberlain.
Oh, estaban en el lunch hour.
Oh, no,
Sí, cállate, no digas que estábamos.
Out to me, Brad.
No, de veras, tomate retrato.
You know what I think about him?
Tomate retrato.
No, I don't know.
El que tomó uno y ni cuenta nos dimos fue Mo Hill. Mo.
Man, he just went on and on. I said, look.
After this, are you gonna be in your office?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, we can.
Mo, ¿verdad?
Derek.
Son las 10.
All right, how you doing?
Good.
No, sí, no, se.
Sí.
Ahí estaban, sí, nos separó y estábamos. No, pero
Okay, it's 10 o'clock. If we could please rise and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Good morning, everyone. Okay, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God,
One and indivisible. Thank you. Monday, the 10th, 2022, it's 10 o'clock a.m. Commissioners, anybody, any announcements that we want to make, or do we have the sheriff or anyone on?
Are you there, Sheriff?
They may not be on. Anyone else, commissioners, any announcements? We have continuation of COVID testing. We have a schedule on our website, and we'll be updating that here in a while. I think everybody saw that. They already got a copy of that we have different sites.
Right.
Today they'll be in Orange Grove, am I correct, on Metz?
Yeah.
I'm just, just so we're aware that's going on, something's going on, not that. So we'll put that back out there in case anybody needs to get tested or reach out to. Any other announcements, commissioners? We're going to proceed here. Any person may speak at this time before the Commissioners Court on any agenda item or any item that's unrelated, that's not on the agenda at this time? Okay, then we're going to move on to agenda item number 4, discuss, consider, and take action to approve minutes from previous meeting.
I make a motion to approve.
A second.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item number 5, discuss Constable Precinct 5 Gerald at his minutes compliance with section 86.001 Texas Local Government Code. Okay, we put this agenda item on here because there was an article in the paper and there was some questions regarding Constable Arismendez's certification and eligibility. I don't know if anybody has any comments or any questions. If not, we're just going to proceed here. Any questions or anybody? Discussion or anything
I
about
heard
that?
he already took the test and passed.
That's what I understand. He sent an email and notification that he had gone to A&M Corpus Christi somewhere where they made it available to him, and there was some delay or something regarding some testing. He took it and he passed the exam, so. Any questions, commissioners?
So everything's fine with him?
He's current,
Okay,
certified.
good.
T-Close has said that they are.
Yeah, okay, good.
Anybody else? No? Okay, then we're gonna move on to the next agenda item.
I had, make a motion, no action.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor for no action on this agenda. item.
Second.
In a second. It was just discussion, but all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, agenda item number 6, discuss, consider, and approve budget amendment request by County Extension Rogelio Mercado, transfer $1,551.29 from line item 126665, 482 insurance vehicle to line item 12665, 428 vehicle expense.
Judge, Commissioners Court, everything is okay with the request made.
Did you make a motion to accept item number 6 as presented?
Okay, you have a motion on the floor?
Second.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item number 8, discuss and consider take action to accept tax assessor collector Mary Lozano's transcript of hours completed for 2021.
Good morning, Judge
Morning,
and
Ms. Lozano.
Commissioners. I'm here once again to report my hours from 2021. I have completed my hours. I've completed 33.50 hours, and I needed my 20, so it has to be recorded through the County Commissioners Court that I have completed, and I believe you have
Yes,
the,
ma'am.
you have it. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I make a motion to accept item number 8 is presented, Judge.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor.
Second.
A second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Judge, did we do number 7?
No.
Rogelio Mercado?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there was one, I think, oh, there was 2 of them, right? I must have skipped over. We skipped over 7?
Yes.
Yes, sir, I believe so.
So,
¿Cuál dice, JC?
agenda item number 8 has
JC,
passed.
which one did I do, 7, right?
You
did 6.
Okay.
Number
Whoa,
7.
whoa, hang on. You've got a motion and a second and why don't you go ahead and finish up the one you're on and then go back.
Yeah, that's why I said that we have a motion and a second on the floor for the agenda item number 8, Ms. Lozano's transcript. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed? Motion passes. Just slow it down a little bit. Thank you, Mr. Guerra, for that. Now I'll go
Yes,
back
sir.
to number 7. Okay. Number 7, discuss, consider, and approve budget amendment request by County Extension Rogelio Mercado to transfer $19.70 from line item 12,665,482, insurance of vehicle, to line item 12,665,48720, Barbie Wymore expense account.
Commissioners Court, everything is okay with the request made by Mr. Mercado. Thank you.
I make a motion to accept item number 7 is presented, Judge.
Okay, have a motion on the floor and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item number 9, public hearing in accordance with chapter 551 of the Government Code. The Jim Wills County Commissioners Court would now conduct a public hearing to receive public comment on the countywide polling place program authorized by the Texas Secretary of State's Vote Center Pilot Program for the upcoming May 7th, 2022 constitutional amendment election.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Judge.
Mr. Guerra, good morning.
This pertains to an application to the Secretary of State. I believe we talked about it last time we had Commissioners Court for a countywide vote center program. A lot of y'all are familiar with early voting. Basically, you can go to any location and vote regardless of what precinct you reside in or where you're registered. What this program allows is for that same type of voting to occur on election day. So say, for instance, somebody erroneously goes to the wrong box, even though they got there in error, they'll still be able to cast their vote. It's to facilitate, the voting process for each voter. The worst thing we'd like to do is turn somebody away once they've gotten out of their car, got to a polling location, and have them drive somewhere else. So this is a public hearing that's needed. You'll see I highlighted that on the first page in order to apply. There's a bunch of requisites that you need. I've listed those in the packet I gave you, as well as a copy of the present application I have. The numbers will change a little bit with the precinct voters since the time I drafted that. But yes, so this will serve as a public hearing in accordance with section 551. The main thing that we needed in order to implement this was the number 3 that's highlighted there, computerized voter registration. And if you guys have voted in the past few elections, you know that we now use poll pads to check people in. They're basically iPads converted to check in voters. So what that allows is the immediate knowledge of all 21 precincts when a voter votes. So if someone were to vote at Ray's Roundup, within 90 seconds, they know that that voter voted in La Gloria at the southernmost tip. So that kind of technology and accuracy is allowing us to move forward with this application. And again, it's only an application. The deadline is January 27th. In the paperwork behind it, you'll see that 76 counties out of the 254 in Texas are utilizing this program. It's a pilot program. If it works for us, then we'll be considered successful, and we can move forward with that kind of voting in the future. They may reject the application. So this is just the initial process, and that's why we're holding this meeting. So at this point, I guess we'd let anybody in the public that would like to comment.
Thank you, Mr. Guerra. At this time, any comments from the public or anybody that is here to ask any questions or comments at this time? Commissioners? It all sounds good to me. It sounds like a good program, and thank you, Mr. Guerra, for initiating this and getting it going and getting us on the front end of stuff, so.
Thank
We'll
you.
get this thing going. We need to approve on this matter? We need a,
Judge, if, call for public comment. If there's no one there to comment, then you close the public hearing.
okay, this, public comment portion of the meeting. If there's no more comments, we'll be closing this portion at this time. So we'll close it up, Mr. Guerra. We can proceed now?
Yes, so the public hearing, you're gonna announce that the public hearing is closed, there being no one there to comment. Is that correct?
Correct.
I don't see anyone on camera.
Oh, nobody here, correct.
Actually, as long as one public official comments on it, I think,
Is that required?
yes, sir.
Well, I think my comment was.
I believe so.
suffice- will
I believe
suffice,
so.
correct?
So we have that on the record. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Okay, do I have a motion on the floor?
We don't need a motion, no?
Public-
Yeah, you just have to declare the public hearing closed.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
so
next one.
this public hearing is closed at this time. So we're gonna move on. Mr. Guerra, thank you for that. So we're gonna move on to agenda item number 10, discuss, consider, and take action to authorize Jim Wells County Elections Administrator to take any and all necessary action required to comply with requirements for the county's continued participation in the Texas Secretary of State's countywide polling place program. I move that we
Second.
approve this agenda item as stated. I have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed, motion passes.
Thank you very much, Court.
Guerra,
Thank you, Mr. Guerra.
Agenda item number 11, discuss and consider and adopt a resolution to designate authorized signatories for the Community Development Block Grant Mitigation Program for GLO State Contract Number 22085027 B26. Okay, I have a resolution here.
You have somebody there that's,
Do we have someone that's going to speak on this agenda item?
This is Rachel Thomas. I'm the project manager from GrantWorks. This is in regards to the CDBG mitigation grant project that the county was issued back in December. And this is just part of the startup documents. This item, along with agenda item 12 and 13, are all in regards to the mitigation grant. And these were all previously adopted by the two GLO projects in the past as well. But I am here if you have any questions about any of these documents.
so we have to authorize the signature?
Yes, yes, for this project as well. And I use the same signators as the past two GLO projects.
I make a motion that the county judge be the signature for the grant.
Yes, yes, the judge is the main signator on for the three items on there. And then the county auditor already is also a signator on two of those, and he's already a signator.
But we have to designate them again, or what?
Adopt the
Yes, exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and, do we have a motion to adopt this resolution?
Make a motion to adopt it.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor and a second to adopt this resolution as stated. All those in favor say aye,
Aye.
and all those opposed? Motion passes, and I'm gonna read the resolution at this time before we proceed to the next agenda item. Resolution authorizing signatories, a resolution by the Commissioners Court of Jim Wells County designating authorized signatories for contractual documents and documents for requesting funds pertaining to the Community Development Block Grant Mitigation Program, General Land Office, GLO State Contract Number 22085027 D268, whereas Jim Wells County has received a Community Development Block Grant Mitigation Award to provide flood and drainage improvements, and whereas it is necessary to appoint persons to execute contractual documents and documents requesting funds from the Texas General Land Office, and whereas an original signed copy of the CDBG MIT Depository Authorized Signatories Designation Form is to be submitted with a copy of this resolution, and whereas the Jim Wells County acknowledges that in the event that an authorized signatory changes elections, illness, resignations, etc., the following will be required. A resolution stating the new authorized signatory, a new resolution is not required if this original resolution names only the title and not the name of the signatory, and a revised CDBG MIT Depository Authorized Signatories Designation Form. Now therefore be it resolved by the Commissioners Court of Jim Wells County, Texas, as follows. Section 1, the county judge and county auditor be authorized to execute contractual documents between the General Land Office and the County for Community Development Block Program Mitigation Program. Section 2, the county judge, county auditor, and county treasurer be authorized to execute the State of Texas purchase voucher and request for payment form documents required for requesting funds approved in the Community Development Block Grant Mitigation Program. Section 3, the county judge be authorized to execute environmental review and related documents as a responsible entity for the Community Development Block Grant Mitigation Program, passed and approved by the Commissioners Court of Jim Wells County, Texas, January 10th, 2022. Okay. Agenda item number 12, discuss, consider, and adopt a resolution regarding civil rights, which includes the following policies: Section 3 policy, excessive force policy, limited English proficiency standards plan, Section 504 policy and grievance procedures, code of conduct policy, and fair housing policy. Is Ms. Thomas still with us? Do we have to?
Hi, yes, I am still here.
Okay.
Yes, these, because you are receiving grant funds from HUD, these are just required to demonstrate compliance with all the state and federal regulations to ensure equal opportunity and access.
Do I have to read again this whole resolution? Do we have to read the resolution into the record? Ms. Thomas?
This,
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. So I move that we adopt this resolution
second.
as stated, and have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed? Motion passes. I gotta read this right here. Catch my breath. Whereas Jim Wells County, Texas, here and after referred to as Jim Wells County, has been awarded a Community Development Block Grant Mitigation Grant from the Texas General Land Office, hereinafter referred to as GLO, whereas Jim Wells County, in accordance with Section 109 of the Title I of the Housing and Community Development Act 24 CFR 6, the Age Discrimination Act of 1975, 42 USC 6101, 6107, and Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973, 29 USC 794, and for the construction contracts greater than 10,000, must take actions to ensure that no person or group is denied benefits such as employment, training, housing, and contracts generated by the CDBG MIT activity on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, national origin, age, or disability. Whereas Jim Wells County, in consideration for the receipt and acceptance of federal funding for the contract, agrees to comply with all federal rules and regulations, including those rules and regulations governing citizen participation in civil rights protections. Whereas Jim Wells County, in accordance with Section 3 of the Housing and Urban Development Act of 1968, as amended, and 24 CFR Part 135 is required to the greatest extent feasible to provide training and employment opportunities to lower income residents and contract opportunities to businesses in CDBG MIT project area. Whereas Jim Wells County, in accordance with Section 104.1 of Housing and Community Development Act as amended, and state certification requirements of 24 CFR 91.325B6, must adopt an excessive force policy that prohibits the use of excessive force against nonviolent civil rights demonstrations. Whereas Jim Wells County, in accordance with the Executive Order 13166, must take reasonable steps to ensure meaningful access to services and federally assisted programs and activities by persons with limited English proficiency, an LEP plan in place specific to locality and beneficiaries for each CDBG MIT project. Whereas Jim Wells County, in accordance with Section 504 of Rehabilitation Act of 1973, does not discriminate on the basis of disability and agrees to ensure that qualified individuals with disabilities have access to programs and activities that receive federal funds. And whereas Jim Wells County, in accordance with Section 808E5 of the Fair Housing Act 42 USC 3608E5, that requires HUD programs and activity to be administered in a manner affirmatively to further the policies of the Fair Housing Act, agrees to conduct at least one activity during the contract period and affirmatively further fair housing. Whereas Jim Wells County has designated an overseer and will maintain written standards of conduct covering conflicts of interest and governing the actions of its employees engaged in the selection, award, and administration of contracts. Now therefore be it resolved by the Commissioners Court of Jim Wells County, Texas, that Jim Wells County adopts the following: Section 3 policy, number 2, excessive force policy, number 3, limited English proficiency standards plan, number 4, Section 504 policy and grievance procedures, number 5, code of conduct policy, and 6, fair housing policy, passed and approved on this 10th day of January 2022. All righty. Agenda item number 13, discuss, consider, and approve a proclamation or proclaim April as Fair Housing Month.
Move to approve.
A motion and a second on the floor to approve the proclamation. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item number 14, discuss, consider, and take action on payroll and bills submitted as by county auditor with the exemption of Fund 52, 53, and 54.
Move to approve.
I have a motion. on the
I'll
floor.
second.
And a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Commissioners, any comments or discussions before we adjourn? Nobody? I move we adjourn this meeting.
I'll second.
Have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.